we please.
I mean, it's a
I'm sorry, they all Thanks for fun.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. This is Holborn. Change here for the Central Line. This is a Piccadilly line service to Cockfosters.
I was just moving up the space.
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah. Everyone's freaked out by it. It's a hobby. I have a hobby while I'm working.
Yeah. I'm just worried about what you're going to do with it. It's going to be in there. I know what they're going to do with it. Your camera.
It's just your job still.
No paparazzi, please.
Lizzie, do you want me to pull the frame back?
It was a wonderful feeling discovering the conservationist just spitting using spit, just spit clean as a whistle. Clean as a whistle. Turned out saliva's great for cleaning sculpture. The best actually. So there they are rubbing their gums to wet the stone. Shame about all the rest and the disintegration of community and the stagnating wages even though rents skyrocket. All the waste that goes into transit, even small moves. Stacks of foam and ply and Teflon and petrochemicals from websites of oil rigs. At least we still have a mess room. Rightly full of seats of discontent, though half are empty. A colleague complains about the pro-immigration stance not prioritising labour rights. Without this, it is an argument for more exploitation.
No, wee Casper, he's just come out of prison. But Casper's a junkie. But he wouldn't steal off you. But he's on, God knows what he's taking out of that. He gets him after the fucking chemist and all that shit. But the other guys, they're just... Oh, Tony, man, he just got down to brine and fishes. He's been on the streets for 20 years. 20 years, man. It's fucking mental. No, do you know Royal Courts of Justice?
Oh yeah.
Aye, see the RAF, part of it.
I've not been there.
He sleeps behind there in a sleeping bag. And him and Dan sleep together. They don't sleep together, man. But the two of them look out for each other. Dan's 35 years of age.
Yeah, I went there.
Unbelievable, man. See, I'm lucky. I found that wee fucking gap. I'm alright, this will do me. Never tell anyone you're skipper. It means you're fucking homeless job.
Alright.
You're homeless place where you sleep. Because you want your own peace and quiet. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Unless you're with your missus, you're like, fucking, unless you're with people who enjoy a drink or the rest of it. But see, to be honest with you, see them, like they're up at 7 in the morning because they've been chucked out. And then they go and sit all day. And I'm like, you get yourself out of this shit, he's doing anything about it. And then they're tired by 10 o'clock, so it's pointless even saying, look, come back here and fucking chill out and have a beer. It's pointless. Fucking oh. Never thought I'd find myself in it, but at least the fucking silky is
How much that cost
Can't move from this side. I'll be around at the back there, and you're around that side.
I was saying, Tony, the first job I did at the British Museum, like 15 years ago, was at the South American casts that were originally V&As. Yeah, but those casts now are valuable because the original temple. That's as useful as
If you have a key and you take your trick and you
this is the knock-in shop, isn't it?
I'll take you to somewhere really naughty now.
There should be stairs, a spiral staircase going up into the outside of the wall, right?
All the old train
Oh, so that's like...
to have snapples on. You can see how they're constructed.
Yeah.
But we used to have
And you were
a
here?
wooden version of the metal zipper.
You mean the twillies?
Oh, 20 you said.
Within an hour of getting home, late summer evening, still light, I was sprinting out the door of my flat, 3 steps at a time, with the intention of making it to a camping shop in Piccadilly Circus, roughly 35 minutes away, shuts in 35 minutes to buy a rucksack, tent, sleeping bag. I live on a steep hill, and got that thing when you run like a madman for the bus downhill, and your knees might not stop you without buckling. You accidentally run a few meters past the bus and it stopped with the doors open. It's even better than normal because my bus stop was closed to roadworks. So I legged it a good 400 meters alongside the bus to the giddy of the passengers inside, glad that they weren't running. Inside I thought great, and in my adrenaline I composed a text to my friend Tom so that I told him my plans, how I just bought train tickets and was going to Appleby for the Gypsy Horse Market with a forecast of 23 noon and 9 at night. I was wearing Tom's underwear he'd given me a few weeks earlier. A few weeks earlier when mine were all soiled, so I used this as a pretext for sending in my vacuous... I called the text Lucky Pants Day number 2. Lucky Pants Day number 1, the day Tom lent them me, was just a normal working day, rendered lucky by the fact I turned up to work with a scorchingly deep suntan, a suntan after taking 3 days supposed sick leave, to find my manager was aware of my suntan unmentioned. I suppose that is just less bad luck, or bad luck rendered neutral. Good luck is rarer than we let ourselves believe. My other best day at work, or less a bad day, was when I slept in a cupboard in the British galleries. I work in a museum, and it was the school winter holidays, and the galleries were noisy and busy, and there I was, intermittently asleep and paranoid in the thick of it. In the normal course of events, the bad luck of a manager finding me or noticing my absence would have been inevitable, but that day the bad luck was rendered neutral, and I slept all 9 hours undisturbed. Undisturbed, I dreamt beautiful dreams that I was an ancient sculpture and people were putting plasters out. That's archival level foam. Beneath all my limbs, that I was perfectly protected for transit. My trip to Appleby was a practice just to check all this wasn't a flight of fancy and to see if I would be happier alone and unhinged than a body in a large, heavily timetabled institution. inefficient labour and time wasting for less material waste, more care and investment, dawdling in the museum. Asset rich in a position too good to be true, it stands self-consciously on the back foot. Directors enforce policies of apology, like the humble psychopath who knows he's the dog's dinner. Blushes of empire and vague memories of pillage, the forgotten, the crowning achievements are copies and fakes. The entrance to the Santiago de Compostela in northern Spain, at the end of the Way of St. James, a big cathedral. The Victorians went and made the big plastic cast that now resides in the cast courts at the V&A in 46A, which is the room that has everything from Northern Europe, with the exception of Italy. It's famous for having a big copy of Trajan's column in 2 parts, without the figure on the top, which is a pope. But obviously that's not original because the Romans weren't Christian. Anyway, yes, when they made this copy of the big cathedral front, the Victorians accidentally removed the polychrome, that means the coloured paint, from the cathedral, and the Spanish people weren't very happy. Even though the polychrome wasn't original, they really liked it. I start my campaign of inefficiency with extra tea breaks and sick leave, forgetting these are built in or penalised, and not contrarian enough to be the virus I'm after to change it into the big flabby institution of my dreams.
get that?